They are more awake than ever, so you tell yourself the lie that almost every parent believes: they're just not tired yet. That wired, hyper behavior you're seeing, it's not energy. It's panic. When babies stay awake for too long, their nervous system releases a flood of cortisol, the very same stress hormone that spikes in your body when you're late for a meeting, overwhelmed, or stuck in traffic. In adults, cortisol makes you feel tense and on edge. In babies, it makes them look completely wired. They might be laughing hysterically, crawling at lightning speed, flailing their arms and legs, and refusing to settle down. And here's the truly cruel part: the more exhausted they get, the more awake they appear. That's why, when they finally do crash and fall asleep, it never lasts. They wake up just 30 minutes later, crying even harder, more frantic than before, because cortisol doesn't just shut off like a light switch. So today, let us talk about the key signs that parents almost always miss, the ones that prove your baby isn't bad at sleep. They're just overtired. The very first sign: your baby looks wired instead of tired. You're expecting meltdowns and fussiness, but instead, you get chaos. This is already too late. Real tiredness shows up long before the crash. Think yawning, eye rubbing, or that classic glazed over, distant stare. Once you see those early signs, you have about a 15 to 20 minute window before cortisol takes over the show. If you wait any longer than that, you're setting yourself up for a fight you probably won't win. The fix is surprisingly simple, but it is one that many parents resist. Put your baby down for sleep earlier than feels logical. Not later, earlier. Try moving bedtime or nap time up by just 15 to 20 minutes. And pair that with a predictable routine: bath, book, song, then bed, in the same order every single time. Predictability is like a signal to your baby's nervous system, telling it, you're safe. Sleep is coming. The second sign is frequent night wakings that just don't make any sense. Yes, all babies wake up at night. That's completely normal. But a 6-month-old waking up every 45 minutes? Or a 10-month-old waking 6 times a night? A toddler who can't seem to sleep for more than 2 hours at a time? That's not just a phase. That's a sign of a significant sleep debt. And here's the paradox that most parents do and expect: too little daytime sleep completely destroys nighttime sleep. Now, Separation anxiety is a real developmental stage, but exhaustion magnifies it by 100. Sleep is how babies regulate their emotions. When sleep is missing from the equation, everything in their world feels unsafe and overwhelming. If you fix the sleep first, the intense clinginess often fades on its own. Next, there's falling asleep while feeding, but then waking up constantly. Your baby is simply too tired to eat properly, so they snack, doze off, wake up hungry a short time later, and repeat that cycle all night long. If this sounds familiar, the feeding itself isn't the problem, the timing is. Try to feed your baby when they are fully awake and alert. When sleep is already broken, it's helpful to separate the act of feeding from the act of falling asleep. And finally, the sign that truly breaks parents' spirits: short, disastrous naps. 30 minutes, 45 minutes, on the dot, every single time. These aren't just inconvenient for you. They prevent your baby from getting into the deep, restorative sleep where growth hormone is released, memories are consolidated, and emotional processing happens. It's always important to rule out any underlying medical issues. Tomorrow morning, take a look at your baby's face in the daylight. Then do it again in a few days. You might just see those dark circles begin to fade. That frantic energy will soften. The fight to get them to sleep will ease. Because your baby was never resisting sleep. They were drowning in exhaustion. And now, you finally know how to throw them a lifeline. Thanks for watching. If you found this helpful, please subscribe for more tips.